Wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, welcome back again on this platform, BVI Channel 1, where we tell you undiluted truth. I am here to expose to Nigerian people the rot in the Nigerian judiciary. And it will not be coming from me, because I'll be drawing the highlights from the valedictory section as delivered by the just retired Justice Musa Dattijo. But before I get into his valedictory section, I'm also going to expose the lead judge to the charade of Supreme Court judgment upholding the government as installed today. The government of Tinubu. Honestly speaking, we need to start asking serious questions and addressing the rot in the system, not just in the judiciary, but in all aspects of Nigerian system. To start with, the man, Justice Okoro, who is he and what I found out about him.
Okay, guys, let us go search Ian Okoro, Justice Ian. Let me add Justice Ian Okoro. Let's see what we can find about him. The Wikipedia. Let's search his Wikipedia. This is Wikipedia here. Okay, so let's click on it and see what we can find out of it. All right, look at this. John Ian Okoro, his Wikipedia. He's a Nigerian jurist and Justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. This is when he was born, July 11th, 1959, at Ukim, Ikonu local government area of Akwa Ibom State. His education, his career, his appointments, okay? And if you look at this place, you can see the very important aspect of this. Look at this. Okay, let me read it out for you guys. His Lordship has over the years served in different capacities and bodies, namely member, Election Petition Tribunal, Kano, 1998, member, Governorship and Legislative House Election Petition Tribunal, Ondo, 2003, member, Governorship and Legislative Houses Election Petition Tribunal, number 2, Delta State, 2003. He has also attended several seminars, workshops, and conferences, both locally and internationally. Now, this is where it gets interesting. On 8 October 2016, he was arrested by the Department of State Security Service, DSS, on wrongfully allegations of bribery and corruption. After investigation, he was exonerated and recalled as a judge of the Supreme Court. Mind that word. They wrote wrongfully allegations. Only God knows if actually it is wrongfully allegation. He was later declared by DSS in 2019 and never faced trial for the crimes he was charged with. Now, this is where you are now going to find out if actually this guy was wrongfully accused or it's politicized. Now, John Ian Okoro, right here, the summary, Justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, incumbent as serving today, assumed office November 2013. Personal details, born 11th of July 1958, age 64 years. Akwa Ibom State is his state of origin, Nigeria. Now, look at this. Political party. What did you see? APC. Look at it. How can a judge of a Supreme Court be a member of a political party and you expect justice from the same person? No wonder he was exonerated. Just like enter APC and your sins will be wiped away. Okay, let us search Justice Dattijo. Okay, let us search Justice Dattijo and see what we can find out of him. Then we can do a compare and a contrast. Let's search his Wikipedia. Look at Wikipedia here. Let us look at it and see what we can find out of it. All right, very quickly, Musa Dattijo, CFR, born 1953, October 27th. He's a Nigerian jurist and justice of the Supreme Court who just retired actually. Now let us quickly go down to what is interesting about him. Now, if you look at this place, you see the summary of the whole thing. Justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, incumbent, although just retired a couple of days ago, assumed office July 2012. Now born on October 27th, October 1953, age 70, from Chanchanga Northern Region. Okay, now Niger State of Nigeria. Now look at this. Political affiliation, non-partisan. Look at it. Political party, non-partisan. This is exactly what it should be. And this is the major difference between the kangaroo judges and judges you can trust, of which the last of his kind is almost getting out of the bench.
Good. You seen that? You seen why there will not be justice from this kind of man with questionable character. A man that has been arrested, tried for corruption, for bribery, and perhaps perversion of justice. These are the kind of people that are ready-made to be placed in strategic positions in order to carry out the enterprise of corrupt politicians. Oh yes. He's a partisan. How can a judge be a party member? And also, not just about money, bribery, but his case in the past is hanging on his neck as a yoke. Perhaps that is what is being used to force him to deliver that kind of judgment. Now, to the just retired justice who said it the way it is. You can go to our BVI channel 1 Plus or any other platform like where we got this validity section to watch the entire section. But for the sake of this video, listen to the highlights, which is really a very serious thing.
It was my view that valedictory sessions only provide honorees the platforms to tell their stories and, informed by experience in the course of service, make suggestions as to how to improve the institutions they had served. The Chief Justice of Nigeria is the chairman of the National Judicial Council, NJC, which oversees both the appointment and discipline of judges. He is equally chair of the Federal Judicial Service Commission, the National Judicial Institute, NJI, the Legal Practitioners Privileges Committee, LPPC, that appoints senior advocates of Nigeria. In my considered opinion, the oversight functions of these bodies should not rest on one individual. A person with absolute powers, it is said, corrupts easily and absolutely. As chair of NJC, FJSC, NJI, and LPPC, appointments as council, board, and committee members are at his pleasure. He neither confers with fellow justices nor seeks their counsel or input on any matter related to these bodies. He has both the final and the only say. The Chief Justice of Nigeria has power to appoint 80% of members of the Council and 60% of members of the Federal Judicial Service Commission. The same applies to NGI and LPPC. Such enormous powers are effortlessly abused. I repeat, such enormous powers are effortlessly abused. This needs to change. Continued denial of the existence of this threatening anomaly weakens effective judicial oversight in the country. Now I'll move to the issue of funding and independence of the judiciary. Allusions have been made in innumerable times about poor funding and how the judiciary has been emasculated by inadequate funding. At the end of President Buhari's tenure in 2023, judiciary's allocation had increased to 130 billion. 130 billion. This is an increase from 70 billion to 130 billion in 8 years. The present government has allocated an additional sum of 35 billion naira to the judiciary for the current financial year, making the amount of money accessible by the judiciary to 165 billion naira. If one looks at what has been given to the states, each state was given 5 billion to solve its problems brought about by the conditions we are going through because of the fuel thing. If you look at what is given to the judiciary, and yet we are still saying that the judiciary is being emasculated, I think there is something wrong somewhere. It may interest one to know that, and this is another ridiculous thing, that the Chief Registrar of the Supreme Court earns more than the justices of the court. It's not something of today. This anomaly has been in existence all these years. I was a Chief Registrar in 1986. I knew what salary I drew vis-a-vis what the judges of the High Court that I served were taking. Supreme Court is the apex court. And yet, the Chief Registrar of this court earns much more than I do, earns much more than we all do. And nobody talked. Nobody talked. That the unjust and embarrassing salary difference between the justices and the Chief Registrar still abides, remains intriguing, to say the least. It is highly intriguing that this anomaly, we all know it, and nobody has taken it a duty to do something about it. The process of appointment of judges and the quality of judgments of courts. A couple of years ago, appointment to the bench was strictly on merit, strictly on merit. Sound knowledge of the law, integrity, honor, and hard work distinguished those who were elevated. Lobbying was unheard of. Lobbying to accost justices into their chambers by people who seek to be elevated, that the judges should put in words for them, were unheard of. You will just be sitting, and if those who are given the responsibility of making the elevation find you worthy, you will just get a letter to that effect. You wouldn't have gone to anybody to ask for any favors or recognition. But that is not the case today, unfortunately. Public perceptions of the judiciary have over the years become witheringly scornful and monstrously critical. It has been in the public space that court officials and judges are easily bribed by litigants to obviate delays and or obtain favorable judgments. Recently, fresh allegations have been made that children and other relatives of serving and retired judges and justices are being appointed into judicial offices at the expense of more qualified candidates lacking in such privilege and backing. It is asserted that the process of appointment to judicial positions are deliberately conducted to give undue advantage to the children, spouses, and mistresses of serving and retired judges and managers of judicial offices. At the Court of Appeal, it is also asserted that presiding justices are now being appointed out of term. Out of term. When we were there, people to become presiding justices knew themselves and when they would become such officers. But now the perception is that now justices are being appointed out of term. The conversation about the diminishing number of justices at the Supreme Court has become a refrain. As I bow out today, the number is further reduced to 10 against the constitutional requirement of 21 justices. While I exit today, the North Central Zone that I represent ceases to have any representation until such a time new appointments are made. My Lord Honorable Justice Ejembi Eko, JS, who also represented the zone, retired on the 23rd of May 2022. It has been a year and 5 months now. There has not been any replacement. With the person of my Lord Honorable Justice Chima Santos Weze, JSC, on 29th July 2023, the Southeast no longer has any presence at the court. My Lord Honorable Justice Sylvester Mwani Mbuta, JSC, died on the 7th of March 2021. I repeat, 2021. There has not been any appointment in his stead for the Southeast. To ensure justice and transparency in presidential appeals, thank God they have been hard and determined. All geopolitical zones need to be represented. They are required to participate in the hearing of such appeals. It is therefore dangerous, or it was therefore dangerous, for democracy and equity for two entire regions to be left out in the decisions that affect the generality of Nigerians. This is how a society goes down the drain really quickly. First, the society overlooks evil, then it permits evil, then it legalizes evil, then it promotes evil, then it celebrates evil, and then that same society persecutes those that still hold evil.
Good. What do you want to hear more? The rot in the system. So much power vested on the CJN, who is even appointed by the president. The president that is supposed to be under trial, the president that is supposed to, that is expected that he's the chief executive, and as well appointing the head of the judiciary. Tell me what kind of justice will come out of any tribunal sitting to validate or invalidate the presidential election. You see why many who saw this before us said nothing will come out of that, because they are vested interest. The CJN is so, vested with so much power, as acknowledged by this justice. And as he stated, that this kind of power corrupts absolutely. He doesn't want to go deep seriously into all of this. But you and I know how corrupt these guys are. How rotten the system had become. And And you expect the Nigerian court to be the last hope of a common man. No. The last hope of the common man lies on the common man, as far as Nigeria is concerned. This is the kind of justice system we have. Now, if you go and read his own Wikipedia, you will not see any kind of being partisan. It was written non-partisan. Non-partisan. As against the one that delivered this crooked, perverse judgment. You remember this man was also appointed to be part of the tribunal or the judges that will oversee the petition of P2B and Dattijo. But he willingly withdrew. He doesn't want his record to be dented by this corrupt, infested system. And he's bowing out. And Nigeria are left at the mercy of this corrupt, personified people. That is the truth. Anyways, Nigerians, you've seen it. Nigerians, you've seen it yourself. Who will save Nigerians? Nigerians, you have to save yourself. But it can only start with the people if they are properly organized, empowered to resist this political class. Because definitely after 4 years they will come back again. They will offer you peanuts and you start singing for them again. You start supporting them without asking question. And when things go wrong, everybody will be looking at Kimbo. Some of them waiting for me to take the lead. No, I am here to make this exposition, and those people who understand the system should also encourage us, because we are doing something behind the scene that is not supposed to be brought to the social media. We are building institutions, build strong institutions, not strong individuals, so that we'll have a better society. GGM is one powerful institution we are building through our cooperative. People don't understand what this cooperative is all about. But I can tell you, only those who support our effort and encourage what we do will invest in GGM cooperative. I'm not here to market GGM cooperative to you so that we make money. No, we are here to empower the people because it is driven by an ideology. Because we've seen that this political class have weaponized poverty and hunger. And everything we've been saying and agitating for on this platform falls on deaf ears. Amounts to nothing. So why would I be keep speaking and speaking without finding solution, practicable solution? And we've already found one and we've already set it rolling. What are you waiting for? Support GGM cooperative. We have our political movement, GGM, Good Governance Ministry. But our cooperative is the engine room where the people are brought together, empowered to resist bad governance. It's up to you. Reach out, hit the numbers, call us. Anywhere you are, you can be part of it. And together, we can build a better society. And perhaps all agitation will be brought to the table. I'm also Senator Peters. Keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing this video so that more people will know about all this. Stay safe, my people. Bye-bye for now.